Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your angel medium, Julie Jancius, and today we're sharing your angel stories. Why do our angels and loved ones above show us signs? Yes, they want us to know they're okay and at peace, but deeper than that, they want us to connect with them so that they can help us more from the other side. Friends, it all begins with your intuition, vibration, and experiencing oneness. Your intuition is your soul's voice. It's also how your loved ones talk to you from heaven. In this podcast, we teach you how to turn up the volume on your intuition so that you can hear their loving messages more clearly. We also teach you how to raise your vibration and feel your oneness with all that is. Friends, you are here to love, give love, receive love, be love, radiate love. And because your soul is love, all you really ever have to do is just be. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host, Julie Jancius, and today we're here with Marybeth. She is here to share her angel stories. Marybeth, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Julie. It's great to be with you.
Oh, it's so great to have you. I'm going to have you just take it away. And I know that this is a story that really dives deep, like with you getting your own signs from the other side. And I think a lot of people have this question within them a lot of times who listen to the show, who work with me in a session, and they'll be like, but how do I really know? Right? That it is spirit coming through. And I think that what I want people to listen for today is that the energy that's with you when you tap into loved ones on the other side, what they brought through, and in this case, it's a puppy on the other side for Marybeth. They're not just like willy nilly, right? You could make the connection very clearly of like, wow, this is what they're trying to say. This is what's coming through. This is what they mean by the symbol that they're showing me. So I'm really excited for people to hear your story, Marybeth, because I think that people will be able to look within themselves and say, oh, wow, I didn't even realize that this was happening. But, my people are coming through for me, within me, in a very similar way. So I'm going to have you take it away.
Okay, great. So this story, and for those listeners out there, up until this point, I only received messages while I was sleeping. So this was super special for me, not only because it was Seamus coming through, but because I was awake at the time. So, anyways, thinking back, it was one of the most saddest days in my life. Many of your listeners, I know you love animals, and it's so hard when we have to say farewell to these sweet souls. But Seamus had been with me for 16 and a half years. So he was my buddy. It was like losing a limb the day that I decided I had to put him down. And so, I returned from the veterinarian's office alone and I was heartbroken. And I just, tried to move through my day. But as I did that, 3 different times I heard panting behind me, and I'd turn around and nothing was there. And I just brushed it off. And honestly, I was in a mental fog anyways. So, I just figured I chalked it up to nothing. But later that afternoon, I couldn't work, I couldn't eat. I just gave in to my sadness and the exhaustion. It was a warm, sunny day. So I decided I just went outside to lie under a tree. And as I mentioned, while I usually get messages and visits from loved ones who have passed away, they always come to me when I'm sleeping. But nevertheless, I did a little bit of grounding work and relaxation and tried to connect with Seamus because not only, of course, did I miss him, but I just was really uncomfortable with having made that decision. It's such a difficult decision. And even though he was older and his hearing had gone and his sight had gone. He was just still such a happy soul. So making that decision to put him down, it was tearing me up inside. And I felt like I had done something wrong. So it usually takes me a good long time to sink into that meditative state. But for the very first time, I connected really quickly and easily. And I was surprised to see an image of Seamus's face in the distance on my visual screen, which, I consider kind of the back of my eyelids. And then I saw dogs, and it was a lot of dogs, all kinds of dogs. They were swirling and trotting toward me. And then I saw a quick glimpse of my grandmother, and she presented as younger. And so and she kind of swirled by with the dogs. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, these dogs and Graham, they're trying to bring Seamus through to me. And I just kind of got excited and continued to watch. And then it was just Seamus and me. And of course, a dog, even though we had such a super bond, but how is a dog going to communicate with you? Well, he just started showing me all these different symbols. And so the first thing he showed me was a round silver thing. And it kind of looked like an Olympics, the silver medal. And I'm thinking, is that a badge? Is that, what is that? And then I realized he helped me to understand, our time was limited and we were getting close to saying farewell to each other. I actually found an artisan who will cast a nose print in sterling silver. And so that day that I had to bring him to the vets, I wore that pendant. It's just on a black cord with his nose print in silver. And I wore it under my shirt. I don't even think he saw it because it was under my shirt. But I wanted him with me when I went to the vet, and I wanted him with me when I returned. And so I think, I was just pointing out and recognizing that badge, or not the badge, but the silver medal as, that I wear it to honor him, and he knows it.
Beautiful souls, did you know that there are two times of year where the energy here on earth is much more thin? They say the veil is thinner, and you can connect more palpably, feeling it more, this connection with the other side. One of those times is Halloween. And Halloween did not start out as this candy fest with all of these costumes. It was a spiritual tradition, which I'm going to talk about here on the podcast in an episode coming up. But here's what I want you to know. What Archangel Michael talks about is there's a reciprocal blessing that used to occur with these spiritual traditions. So when you would take time on Halloween, All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day, to honor, and I know those days are different, when you take time to honor your loved ones and your intent is just to honor those loved ones, because friends, there are so many more ancestors working on your spirit team than you even realize. And when you, of your free will, pause your life to honor them, respect them, thank them for all the work that they are doing in and out for you every single day, what happens is a reciprocal blessing. And so you're not doing it to receive the blessing yourself, but it's the outcome that you receive from going through this spiritual tradition, this ceremony of sorts, okay? And that's what Archangel Michael wants you to know. So on Halloween morning, we are having a live event. And if you are in the angel membership, if you are in the Healing Your Inner Child course, you get this event as part of those courses. But if you're not in them, you can still join and participate. And you can do that by going to the website, theangelmedium.com, and registering for this event where you receive this reciprocal blessing. You deepen this connection with your ancestors. And it's just such a yummy, delicious, vibration to be in that day. So go ahead, get registered, and I'm so excited to work with you on Halloween. One more thing before we go, we are still picking a winner from the reviews. When you leave a 5-star positive review, you're entered into a contest where I pick a new name each month. And this month is DD Nikki. We are going to give you a free month of the Angel membership. Friends, you can win next month. All you have to do is leave a 5-star positive review and send us a screenshot so that we have your email and can contact you. Now let's get back to the show.
Then he showed me another symbol, and it was kind of like it was a triangle, but I knew it to be a house. And I said, "Is it a teepee?" And then he showed me an elf, the little elf on a shelf, and it made me smile because I realized he was referring to this little elf house that I created in the backyard because we've got this big birch tree, and the way the trunks grew naturally, they sort of divided at the base, and it created a little hollow. And so, being a child at heart, I imagined that an elf lived in there. And, when we would have backyard time, he was so old, we couldn't play catch. He couldn't catch the frisbee. He just kind of puttered around and sometimes would just lie in the grass. But I thought it was important for him to have backyard time. So while he was doing that, I created this elf house. And every day we'd work on it together. And we found a piece of wood and I pushed it into the hollow and it looked like a wooden door. We found flat stones and created a flagstone path. And I even found tiny pine cones and made it look like little shrubs. And, my friends got a kick out of it. I posted on Instagram, my little elf house. But here was Seamus acknowledging that, what we had done together and how we had shared that time. The third thing he showed me was antlers. And I'm thinking, what the heck? All along, every time he presented a symbol, I second guessed myself. But then he would come in and just explain a little bit more. And then, of course, it was him. He helped me to recall that one year, many years ago, I had insisted he wear these foolish antlers. They were felt antlers with a chin strap and jingle bells on the tops of the antlers for the holiday picture, that I did one of those holiday cards. And he hated them and he'd try to paw them off and he'd whip his head around. But I got a good shot of him and everybody loved the card. But, he was just bringing back a fun, happy memory and kind of giving me a little bit of grief in the same respect. So after, these three validations proving it was really him, because who else knew these little things about the elf house and the antlers? I realized, I said to myself, Marybeth, you're letting this be a one-way conversation. So of course I took the opportunity to tell him how much I loved him and missed him. And I almost didn't ask the question because I was a chicken and I was afraid of the answer, but I mustered up the courage and I asked him if I had made the right decision that day. And Julie, before the question was out of my head to him, he used my screen and just burst this beautiful bright yellow. And it was like a celebration. It just radiated happiness. And what a relief. Yes, I had made the right decision. And immediately I just felt my heavy grief lighten. And, you know, even after he had passed, Seamus was still helping to console me and heal me. So then he flooded my visual screen. It went from yellow to purple. And I didn't really understand that. Purple wasn't a color I connected to him about. Always wore this great gear, but all of his gear was red colored and he used to wear a red bandana. But, I just kind of filed it for myself. Okay, purple. And I did know that purple was a healing color. So I thought maybe that's what the root of that was. But I told him, I thanked him so much and told him I would carry him in my heart always until we were together again. And then a clear image of a beautiful German Shepherd appeared next to Seamus. And I thought to myself, oh, okay, our visit is closing. The other dogs are going to come back just like they shepherded him in. They're going to escort him out. But just the shepherd, she just sat next to him, and something in my head understood she was a female shepherd. So I kind of was racking my brain thinking, what female shepherd do I know? I volunteer at an animal shelter, and then it dawned on me that she was his mother. And when I had adopted Seamus as a puppy nearly 17 years prior, the only thing that the shelter knew about his mother was that she was a German shepherd and she was a shop dog for a car dealership. And she had had the puppies at the dealership, and that the dealership was on a busy street. And unfortunately, she got hit by a car. And when she got hit, she got up. It's a very dramatic story, very touching. She got up, crossed the street, nursed the puppies one last time, and died. And I thought, oh my gosh, just like human souls do for one another, Seamus's mom greeted him on the other side. And I was a little embarrassed of myself that didn't even occur to me. We think, the dogs' families are the human families, but of course, they have family souls over there. So that was just amazing that after all these years, they were reunited. And I was so happy for him and relieved because he wasn't alone. And my grief went to happiness. He was in a good place. He's all set. So when I got up from that tree, Julie, I just felt like a completely different person. I was so much lighter. I knew Seamus was still with me in spirit. And I also was confident that I had made the right decision, that terrible, difficult decision, that I had made the right one and he was okay. And it was actually the healing effect of that single conversation with him that prompted me to pursue training in your angel course because I thought to myself, if I could do that for one person, give that kind of healing and relief, that it was worth giving it a try. So after that reading, I didn't hear any more panting. I believe that was just Seamus trying to get my attention. And then the very next day, his mention about purple, that connected for me. So I was getting ready for tennis, running a little late, but it just stopped me in my tracks. There was a gorgeous purple butterfly right outside my French doors. And I've seen a lot of butterflies in my backyard, but I had never seen this particular butterfly. And it was so striking that I just took a photo through the glass. And then I crept out on the back porch just to get a closer look. And the butterfly stayed and it just sat on the step next to me and kind of turned and faced me and stared at me. Then it started flying about my head and like it was playing. And I just really believed that it was Seamus sending me this little butterfly, playing with me. And I said, Seamus, you're going to make me late for tennis. But I think he just really wanted to remind me that even after our connection, that he's still there and he still visits me. So it just was such a special experience and such a relief to me that I felt like I wanted to share with you all.
I love that, Mary Beth. I just appreciate you so much. And thank you so, so much for coming on the show and taking time out of your day to be here. For everybody listening, we do need more angel stories. So if you have an angel story, we'd love to have you on the show. Please email those in to juliejancis@gmail.com. That information is in the show notes below. Mary Beth, I am just so glad that you got to be on the show today.
Thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course, you too. Well, God bless and thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Beautiful souls, if you enjoyed today's episode, please tell your people about it and share it on your social accounts. Friends, we're truly here to serve you. When I went through my spiritual awakening, there wasn't one book I could read or one place I could go to for all of the answers. I really had to piece them together myself. So, what I did for you was create programs that I wish I had when I was awakening. For those who are seeking these same answers, I created a program called the Angel Membership with so many benefits. It walks you through 12 months of spiritual awakening with your angels and helps you to awaken fully yourself. You see, awakening isn't a one and done thing. There is a process to awakening, and this 12-month program walks you through it alongside your angels. In the angel membership, you also get access to a small group of peers to go through this experience with you. You get live access to me twice a month and so much more. For those who want to serve humanity by working as healers themselves, but don't know what their gifts are or where to start, I developed my Angel Reiki School, which opens you to all of your God-given spiritual gifts, teaches you how to use them and how to start a business for yourself. Students who go through both my Angel Reiki School and Angel Membership program for at least 1 year are eligible to apply to be a healer in my online Angel Wellness Center and work alongside me. Friends, I touch on all of this and teach you how to connect with your angels in my new book titled Angels and Awakening. Yep, just like this podcast. The book is available for pre-sale starting September 9th, 2021 on Amazon. Friends, your support helps me produce this podcast. Thank you so much for being our angels by listening, sharing, and supporting this show. When you leave a 5-star positive review, I enter your name into a monthly drawing to win a free session with me or an Angel Reiki School student. This month's winner is in the show notes. Now, here is a mini Angel Reiki meditation and visualization with your angels to help you lift your vibration and keep it that way the rest of the day. Friends, I want you to start by taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I want you to see yourself surrounded by angels. I want you to feel their warm, radiant, loving presence. And I want you to see yourself, it's December 15th, 2021. I want you to see yourself looking healthy, feeling healthy, mind, body, and soul. I want you to go inward and feel that you're so proud of yourself and all that you've been through, all that you've done, all that you've accomplished in 2021. And you're enthusiastically looking forward to 2022. Friends, I want you to connect with God, universe, source energy, and just take a moment to give thanks. Give thanks and gratitude for all of the blessings that have come your way and all of the blessings that you stand here right now in faith, knowing that they're on their way to you. Friend, as I lead you in this, your angels want you to ask God, universe, source, to show you what it wants for you in your life. See the big picture of what God, universe, source wants for you. I want you to pause and just allow the words, visions, feelings, or knowingness to come to you. And friend, when you connect with the other side, they will only give you positive, loving messages. So just take that moment right now. What is it that God, universe, source wants for you in your life? Allow yourself to be open to it. Allow yourself to see it, hear it, feel it, get a knowingness of it. And now your angels want you to ask God, universe, source, what is the next step I should take? Again, pause and allow the words, visions, feeling, knowingness to come to you, and remember they're only positive, loving messages. What is it that you see, hear, feel, or get a knowingness of when you ask, what is the next step I should take? Friends, I want you to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I want you to feel all the love that is surrounding you. Feel yourself lovingly surrounded by your angels. Friends, they are guiding you, directing you, protecting you, and they're giving you signs to validate to you that you're not walking this journey alone. Allow yourself to believe the signs that you see. Allow yourself to follow the callings of your heart responsibly with faith. And allow yourself to feel the loving presence of your angels and your loved ones as they guide you each and every day. Friends, I love you. They love you. Open up your heart to all of the unexpected blessings that are on their way to you right now.